Hey Fruit Faces, it is Claire Berry, and I'm here to talk with you guys a little bit today about Atkins. And there's just this widespread misconception. People were commenting on one of my last videos. Atkins people are saying that, oh, he hit his head, but we're not going to release his autopsy, so it was never released, so da-da-da. But the fact is that the facts are, they're out there, you guys. It's widespread, widely publicized. The details of Robert Atkins' confidential medical reports were released, and anybody who tries to deny this is just buying all of the lies that, honestly, the meat and dairy industry are helping to promote. You know, organizations like Atkins and Weston A. Price, they open centers, they take donations from small farmers and whatnot, and then they go and they lobby, they basically sell their own products as well, and then they go and they make these big research facilities where they're essentially just performing their own research to support their own diet to sell their own products, which again, in the case of Weston A. Price Foundation, they're farmers. You know, they can say, well, I'm a small farmer, but where's the line? Where do you differentiate the two? So in 2004, in February of 2004, you guys can look this up. It was widely publicized. Details of his confidential medical report were released, posted in the Wall Street Journal, okay? The New York Times reported on this. Everybody was talking about it. It was a big deal, okay? He was 72, but he also weighed 258 pounds at the time of his death, obese. And he had a history of heart disease, is what the report shows. Well, Mayor Bloomberg was so upset about the release. The release was real. The people who released it apologized, and everybody again was talking about this, widely publicized, okay? I can't stress that enough. I know I've said it a few times, but it's just funny that people who are following Atkins and who are commenting on my page, they are sitting there trying to tell me just things that don't relate to reality. And you know why they do this is because they're on such a low carb diet that their brain is not getting the glucose that they need. That's what our brains are meant to run off of. That is all they run off of. So don't act like you don't have glucose in your system. That's another thing. People talk about advanced glycation end products, and I'll get to this in a different video, but people are like, oh, there's no, sugars, and your body will make the sugars, okay? If you're on paleo so low that you're not intaking any forms of sugars, then your body will make them for your brain so you do not die. You're putting your body through extra stress to have to do that, and it is not the optimal way. Obviously, the optimal way is the way that happens naturally. But anyway, don't even get me started on paleo right now and Atkins. How do these people even still believe scientifically that our ancestors ate a bunch of meat and nothing else? That is literally so anti-science. It's crazy. All of the newest reports, all of the newest technology clearly shows that people who were not, before people had migrated to these crazy places where they can't even survive, yes, they may have adapted to that, but normal people across the globe ate a 90-something% plant-based diet, just like our closest living relatives, which we share 98 to 99% of DNA with, the apes. So anyway, back to this point before I get off on a rant, okay? Atkins, somebody had requested his records and somebody sent them. End of story. They apologized in the news. You can confirm this. I really encourage you to do that, to try to break down the lies. It's not your fault that you've been conditioned to think that you need meat and dairy, and that even there's placebo effects and people are running around saying, I feel so great, and they're also trying to make money usually off of something that they're selling. Talking to you, Mary Lester. Anyway, a lot of people doing it, and it's human nature, to try to capitalize on stuff, I think, in a certain form. So I get it, but you can't keep lying to yourself. You can't keep cherry picking. You have to look at the whole picture and not what someone is feeding you who has something to gain. So anyway, congenital heart failure, hypertension, cardiomyopathy. He was at least 40 to 60 pounds overweight. And they tried to say that he gained a bunch of fluid in the past few days, that he gained like 60 pounds of fluid, that he only weighed about 200 pounds. Still you're overweight, still you look like crap, still you had heart failure that you're trying to lie about. And why is, here's the thing, if he truly was healthy and if she truly wanted to, she could have gotten the autopsy and she could have proven it. Why wouldn't you? Anyway, again, don't get me started. I just wanted to talk about Atkins himself in this video, and I'm going to keep it short. So Atkins' death is not a mystery. You know, the fact of the matter is Atkins and paleo and all of this stuff, the macros, if you look at the macros of Atkins, basically compared to your standard American diet, it's the same freaking thing, basically. I mean, it's mostly fat.